Back with the FA Cup again. Is the cliche magical feeling starting to build this week?
I think it is actually. Yeah, I think the players are aware of the game on Sunday already. They've been discussing it on and off during training. So the training's been the norm, and the preparation will be the norm. But they're aware of the game coming up, and what it means to everyone, and obviously what it means to us. So. No, we're looking forward to it, and we're quite aware of the challenge. It'll be a tough game, but like I said, we always look forward to the games. It's a privilege to play professional football, and certainly when the FA Cup comes around.
Shrewsbury in League One are the highest placed side that Salford have ever faced in a competitive game, but League One obviously a league you know well. Do you think that counters some of the difference in leagues between us and Shrewsbury?
Well, time will tell. Listen, at the end of the day, we. As managers, as coaches, we prepare the team. We sort of know what the challenges ahead, and we try to face those in training and prepare for those. But once the whistle goes, it's down to players doing all the things that they have to do week in, week out. It's not managers that win games of football; it's players, and we'll prepare the players well, as we always do, and they'll prepare themselves well because they're fantastic professionals, and. We'll know of the challenge. We know of the quality of what Shrewsbury have. They've picked up some real good results of late, and when you think about it, the Shrewsbury win the playoffs for the championship in May. You know what I mean? So that's the sort of the competitive nature of Shrewsbury and what they can bring to the team, to the game, and we're going to have to be at our best, or as near to our best as we can be, to make sure it's difficult for them. So, but we go into every game confident in our own ability, our own qualities. We always focus on those. But you've also got to respect the opposition, and we respect every opponent we play. And Shrewsbury, we are no different.
Looking back at our form, we're unbeaten in 16. Can add another one if you include the last round in that. What part does that consistency and the run of form that we're on play in the approach to this game?
Well, it's something that we're quite pleased with. I think we'd like to have won a couple of the games that we've played recently in the league, but we've showed great resilience and character in a couple of those to get late equalisers. But any team at any level putting together such a run has obviously done a lot of good things, and that's been the case. But we're always striving to improve, and we feel we can improve. But you have to take confidence from that. But it's confidence from the way we train, the way we play, the way we prepare. That's where the confidence comes from, and that's what's come out in the results and the performances. But we haven't played, I don't believe, as well as we can do in a couple of the games in the recent couple of weeks. But sometimes you have to give the opponents credit for how they set up against you, especially when you're on such a good run and you're the top end of the league. So I don't think Shrewsbury will take us lightly either. What I do know about professional football is there's a real focus from every manager and coach and player to prepare right for games, and I'm sure both teams will be fully prepared for that. But no, it's a good challenge for us. It's a good one. We're obviously not the favourites. We're playing a team 2 levels above us, and that's the reality of it. But we've seen in the past FA Cup, anything can happen.
Shrewsbury not quite got the same consistency at the moment, but like you say, league, and they're in the playoff final last year. Do you think that inconsistency is something that we can look to take advantage of? You've already said it'll be a tough game.
Yeah, but I just think the FA Cup, sort of has a life of its own, really. So, as a team that's competing at the top end, I'm talking in general terms here. It can just be a bit of a release from the pressure of that. If it's a team at the bottom end, it can sometimes be a distraction, from that, and give you an extra boost. So, it can be taken in any way. And at the end of the day, it depends on the result that you get, for either team at whatever level you're at. So. But I don't think I've looked at their recent results, and they beat Wimbledon away, which is always a tough venue. They beat Barnsley, one of the favourites for promotion from League One. So there's I don't think we can look into their league position too much as a team, because they're at a higher level than us for a reason, because they've got good players and they've done a lot of good things. But we believe in ourselves. I must stress that we've got a strong mentality. We've got a high confidence in what we do, and we haven't got to go into that game undeterred from our own game and our own way of playing. So that's the most important thing, that we go and keep to what we do and see where it takes us.
And finally, from me, we've talked about wanting to win every game, and hopefully that can take us far. How do you want to see the lads plan themselves to make sure that we're in the draw for the next round?
Just continue on what we've been doing. We're quite consistent with our messages, how we talk to them, the message we're giving to them, how we want to play, the mentality going into every game, whether it's the league, the FA Cup, the Manchester Cup. Even the Youth Cup. We're talking to those boys about results and about doing well for ourselves and for the club. So you can't just just have a part of your club or a part of your week geared up to winning. It's got to be everything. Everything you do right throughout the teams, throughout the levels of the club, that is about being competitive and winning games. So for me, I'm quite relaxed that the players will go into it in the right frame of mind and looking to win the game. That's the reality of it. But we understand that we'll have to play well, and but that hasn't been too far from the truth in the league as well. I think we've had to fight and compete and play well to win our games that we have done, and I don't see Sunday being any different. So but it's a great challenge for us. It's a great challenge for us. Certainly, I would say, players who haven't played in the league that play for us, to actually compare themselves with what's expected and what's needed to play at that level. And I think always when you come up against a team that's from a higher level, it's always a challenge for you as an individual to see where you are in comparison. So I'm sure there's some of our boys in the squad looking forward to that challenge as well. So no, it's a great fixture. It'll be a good cup tower. It'll be a good game between two good teams, and we're looking forward to it.
Is there anything specifically that you think the team need to do to get the win? Like anything sort of strategically or anything like that?
Yeah, I think we have to play our way. That's the thing. I think if we change anything or trying to do something differently to combat Shrewsbury's qualities, then I think it will take something away from us. And for us to go there and get a result, we have to be as strong as we possibly can. And we're at our strongest when we're fully committing to how we play, and so that's what we have to do. But there's always an opponent that's trying to make you play a different way, trying to stop you from doing the things that you want to do. That's the nature of professional football. So Sunday will be no different, and we've got to do the same to Shrewsbury. It's we have to take into account what we have to do against them defensively, but we always do that. But the main thing for me is focusing on how we want to play, and making sure that we've got that mentality and that momentum going into the game.
Do you think the FA Cup's important for your players to know what it's like to play league opposition? Yeah.
I don't think it's like I said before. I think it's always good for a player to play and a team to play against a team from a higher level, just to compare, to see what it's like, to actually gauge what the quality is like or needed, because everyone at the end of the day wants to improve their position, their club, and go up through the levels. So every individual player will have that ambition, but I don't think it will go into what we're trying to do here in the long term. I think it's a one-off cup game. We want to be in the next round, so that's the only reason really why we're looking to play it. But I think you can always gain experience from these type of games as a player, as a manager, as a coach, and as a club. And this will be, like I say, we're looking forward to the challenge, which I've no doubt will be a tough one.